we are still very, very early on into the John Cena heel run that he's currently in. And while it is still weird to say that John Cena is a heel, that's the reality that we live in. What has already been a crazy and wild 2025, I think is only going to get even more crazier because we still don't quite know what the really end goal is between John Cena and The Rock. Obviously, we still have to see if they are even going to really work together. Obviously, for the sake of story purposes, yes, they're going to work, but how are they going to work? Because let's not forget, these are two guys that have a very, very deep history. And while I do think that John Cena's heel run is going to last the majority of his retirement tour, I do not think that by the end of 2025, he is still a heel. I'm kind of viewing John Cena's retirement tour kind of like a movie now. Now, you obviously know that my two passions are WWE and hockey, but I do have a third passion that I love with all of my heart, and that is Star Wars. Specifically, the George Lucas Star Wars and not the crappy Disney era stuff. But I kind of am viewing John Cena as the chosen one here. Obviously, the chosen one in Star Wars is Anakin Skywalker. Obviously, Anakin Skywalker turns to the dark side, becomes Darth Vader, and is obviously redeemed at the end of Episode 6. I think that we could see the same with John Cena. I do really think that John Cena is going to get redeemed by the end of 2025, and he's going to finish out his retirement tour as a babyface once again. But that leaves the burning question: who is going to save John Cena? And besides it being the obvious answer of R-Truth, I compiled a list of 4 names that I could realistically see saving John Cena and bringing him back to the John Cena that we know, the hustle, loyalty, and respect John Cena. If you are a wrestling fan, I do suggest subscribing to this YouTube channel because that's all we post is WWE wrestling content. So now that that's out of the way, let's get on to the video. We're going to start off with the easy name to really go off of, and that is going to be Cody Rhodes. And the only reason why I do think it could be Cody Rhodes is simply because Cody is the new John Cena. We're still very early into this new era of WWE, but it is very apparent that Cody Rhodes is going to be the guy. He is going to be the face of this new era, just like John Cena was the face of the Ruthless Aggression era and going on into the PG era. And I think that Cody Rhodes kind of has the easier job because John Cena went through some very, very difficult years for WWE. So Cody Rhodes understands what John Cena had to go through to be that guy, be that face, have to always put a smile on your face every day when you show up, sign autographs, all that stuff. He gets it. And he also understands what it's like dealing with The Rock and having The Rock manipulate him. Whether or not that is what The Rock is going to do, we obviously still don't know yet. But I still think that there is a chance that we can get The Rock just kind of bullying Cena in a way, and The Rock kind of calling all the shots. John Cena may not liking that as much. I also think that it could be a final passing of the torch from John Cena to Cody Rhodes. We've obviously had what we thought was going to be a passing the torch moment between the two in the past, but I think this time is gonna be different. With this being John Cena's retirement tour, that obviously helps, knowing that John Cena will not be in the WWE ring again. The unlikely name that I picked is Roman Reigns, and I picked Roman Reigns because he has some history with John Cena. Obviously, they have had a pretty good feud in their careers up to this point, and Roman Reigns knows what it is like to deal with The Rock being on his side. Roman Reigns knows what it is like to have The Rock always over your shoulder. There were times in the build up to last year's WrestleMania where The Rock really just kind of little brothered Roman Reigns a lot. And I think we could get the same with this whole team between The Rock and John Cena. Another thing that I think I would love to see is what is it going to look like now between John Cena and Roman Reigns with the roles being reversed? John Cena being the heel, Roman Reigns being the babyface. I think it could line up to be a very, very entertaining feud, and I think it could give us some really good matches. And if this is the avenue that WWE wants to go down, I could totally see them giving us the dream match that we've been waiting desperately for, and that is Roman Reigns versus The Rock. Because The Rock, obviously, would not be very happy with Roman Reigns for ruining everything that The Rock has built over the course of the year. Moving on to the two guys that I have being the most likely to save John Cena in the very end, one being CM Punk. Obviously, John Cena and CM Punk have a very lengthy history to build off of, and the thing that I would be most excited to see is the stories, and the thing that excites me the most about this possible feud is not just the story, but the promos that we are going to get from John Cena and CM Punk. Again, John Cena being the heel in this equation. Not only does CM Punk have a ton of history with John Cena, but he also has his fair share of history with The Rock. One thing that I have noticed since CM Punk came back into the WWE is that him and John Cena, while they are still rivals, they do have a mutual respect between the two. And I think that if there is one guy to really get into John Cena's mind and bring him back to the good side, it's going to be CM Punk. Again, going off of just the promo work alone between the two, we would be in for a hell of a feud between those two, and then you can incorporate The Rock into the story, and then you just have an even bigger story at play here. Again, CM Punk, I really could see being the guy to get into John Cena's head and bringing him back. The other name that I have is Randy Orton. Similar to what I talked about with CM Punk, John Cena and Randy Orton have a ton of history to build off of as well. And while the promos would be good, I would be more excited to see not just the story, but the in-ring work between the two. Obviously, they're not going to be what they once were, but they are still gonna be good if we do get this feud, and I do anticipate we do get the feud. Because for once in their storied rivalry, the roles are reversed here. It's John Cena being the heel and Randy Orton being the babyface. And again, Randy Orton has that ability to really just get in your mind, mess you up, for better or for worse. I think that if it's not going to be CM Punk, it could be Randy Orton. As for what could happen after that, because I really don't think there would be a story between Randy Orton and The Rock, while there is a little bit of history to go off of there, I don't see that being one of the big end results like I talked about with CM Punk, with Roman Reigns, and with Cody Rhodes. So this is where I want to hear from you guys. Let me know down below in the comments, who do you think is going to save John Cena? Or do you think he is going to finish his retirement tour as a heel? Again, for me, I think he is 100% finishing as a babyface. I think he's going to end up retiring as the same hustle, loyalty, and respect John Cena that we've seemingly always known him to be. But in the meantime, I am all here for John Cena as a heel, and I'm going to enjoy every feud that we get, every match that we get, and every promo that we get. And I think the obvious answer here is R-Truth. It's going to be R-Truth at the very end of the day, right? Right? I think we can all kind of agree on that one, but let's try to build some different storylines here. Who do you guys think saves John Cena that's not going to be R-Truth? So as always, let me know that stuff down below in the comments. While you're down there, swing by the description and click the Linktree link. That link will take you to all of the social medias for this channel, and I do suggest going and checking out our X page. Besides YouTube, I am most active over on X. We do updates for Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, and the PLEs. Overall, I want the X page to be a place for wrestling fans to go and talk about wrestling, especially if you're like me and you don't have a lot of people to talk to about wrestling. So if you are like me and you're looking for a group of wrestling fans to nerd out about WWE with, swing by an upcoming episode of Monday Night Raw, join in on the conversation, and maybe it's for you at the end of the day. And if you have made it to this point of the video, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to watch these videos here, because you really don't know how much it really means to me. So, now that all that's said and done, that is going to do it for this video here. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit the like button. If you really enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button. Both are free, both help out the channel a lot. And as always, stay tuned for more wrestling content coming in the future. We'll see you next time.